Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2 3. All right. So I think I can do this without actually having my mic on or headphones on, which is even better. Oh, snaps. I'm live. All right. Hello and welcome to Terminal House Media. I am Operator, and today we are kind of in a unique place. Why is that? That is simply because I tried to prepare myself for this stream and tried to make sure that I had everything together. And in doing so, excuse me, I deleted a backup that was actually pretty important. So I'm about to actually restore back to this current backup and see what we're working with. Because what I was doing off screen, it is definitely giving me a headache. So I'm going to show you guys what I was doing. I decided to play with security compliance and learn how to do some stigging in my own environment. And in doing so, I broke a lot of stuff. So I guess now this live is me fixing it and kind of restoring some services. And now we gotta just see what kind of server do we have. Let me see my notes. I think that my notes said that the backup was just a bare blank server. So I think I might have a lot of work to do. All right. So the biggest thing that I had done on this server, though, was I connected it to my Git account. And I guess this is somewhat of a good place for practice, because I don't know, I do want security. However, there are some banners that are applied and certain things that are applied to your servers when you do the security profiles that I'm not the biggest fan of. But so we got our server up. Let's go ahead and get in here and look and see what's in here. Dang. Okay. Gonna become root. Elevate my privileges, and let's do a history. Okay, literally nothing was done on this machine except for installing AutoFS and enabling it. Oh wow, we have a lot of work to do. So man, it really kind of destroyed this virtual machine. So we can see right now it says localhost, and that is not correct. So first thing we're going to do is hostname, and then hostname CTL, and we're going to change this to AlmaBrain. Oh, I did that backwards. Hostname, CTL, hostname, and AlmaBrain. All right. We can exit out of this shell. And when we bring back up the terminal, we'll see that the server has the correct hostname now. Next thing I want to do is check the repos. All right, so we got AppStream, BaseOS, CRB, and extras. Let's install Apple DNF install Apple release. We have that repository added. Also, we are up to 23 subscribers. That's pretty cool. And I appreciate you all for joining the Hornet's Nest and learning with me and experiencing this lab build out. And eventually I'll get to a point where I'm building even better lab. Let me go ahead and update these tasks real quick. So we're gonna go with current task is rebuilding AlmaBrain. And the next task will be to run security scans. So we got a host name. We added the Apple release. Let's cd to etsy yum.repos.d.ll. All right. We have all of our repositories available to us. Next thing I want to do is edit the DNF config manager. So I'm going to use Vim on Etsy, dnf.conf. And what I want to do is I want to stay at the current version that I'm at, right? So I'm going to pull up my notes real quick. I'm going to do some version locking. I'm going to lock the system down to the kernel version that it's currently at. That way, I can keep my network secure in a manner that doesn't require me to have to keep applying security patches. Let me see. So, here we go. Going to exclude kernel core, kernel modules, and kernel devel and kernel headers from being updated, and drop that in there. Let's do this. There we go. Got to keep my notes in the same place. There we go. All right, so we're gonna do exclude packages. Exclude packages equals kernel core, kernel modules, kernel modules core, and kernel devel, as well as kernel headers. Now I'm doing escape, shift right quit, and I can do a DNF clean all, and then do a DNF make cache. All right. So for the most part, I would consider where we're at right now for the server to be rebuilt. So I would say I'm at a baseline where I want to see how is this server currently configured in regards to security. So what I'm going to do is actually install the security packages and run a scan on this machine. So I'm going to do a DNF install. Let's actually just go back to root. Anyway, we just get a cleaner terminal output. And we're going to do a DNF install OpenSCAP scanner, SCAP security, guide, and OpenSCAP utils. All right, now that that is done, I can go ahead and run a scan. That's a little bit bigger of a command. So I'm going to use OSCAP XCCDF. Actually, before I do that, I want to see the versions of security profiles that I can apply first. So I'm going to do OSCAP info user share XML SCAP SSG content, and this directory that says SSG AlmaLinux 10, that's going to be unique to whatever iOS or ISO, not iOS. This is an Apple. It's going to be unique to whatever ISO you're running. So if this was Rocky Linux, it would say Rocky Linux, SSG, Rocky Linux, or RHEL, or whatever. So we got AlmaLinux 10 and DSXML, and I want to grep and search. I'm going to do grep-i. I want to search for anything that has a STIG. So we see we have 2 STIGs that are available. We have one that is a simple AlmaLinux OS 10 profile STIG. The other is a Red Hat STIG with a graphical user interface. And as you can see, we're using a GUI. So what we're going to apply is this profile. All right. And then this is going to give us just like, I'm not going to apply the changes or whatever. I just want to see, okay, before I get services up and running, before I get things installed, before I do all that stuff, where am I at with security? And then after I get all that stuff installed and get everything up and running, where am I at when I do another scan? How much do these applications open up my server to more attacks and more vulnerabilities? And is the better practice to STIG the machine and then relax the protocols, or get your software working first, get everything working first, and then STIG the machine, then everything breaks, and then you're like, why isn't this working? Obviously, the goal is to learn how to do it the right way and STIG the machine, and then apply all of my services and functionalities that I want to my virtual machines. But it's my home lab, so I can explore it and figure out different processes of how I want to do things and attack it. So right now, I'm just doing a scan, and I want to get some services back up on AlmaBrain, get comfortable with how I scan, but also get back to doing some of my other management with Werewolf. I got my 2 worker nodes. I want to add cluster storage to here, and apply some of the things that I've learned with AlmaBrain to my Werewolf cluster. So let's do a scan. And to do so, we're going to do OSCAP XCCDF generate a fix. Oh, actually, we didn't do the scan yet. Oops. We don't want to do a fix without doing the scan. So let's do an evaluation. So we'll do OSCAP XCCDF eval -- profile XCCDF _org.ssg project. Actually, why would I type all that? Profile. Copy. Paste. And no security. Did it get it all in there? Security. Oh, GUI. I thought I was supposed to say guide. And then we're gonna place the results. Let's put them in the temp directory and name it results.xml. And then we're gonna create a report that I will display here. So we're going to do export report, and we're going to put that in temp, and we're going to name that report.html. And then next, we're pointing it at the AlmaLinux 10 scan. So that would be temp. No, that's going to be user share XML SCAP SSG content SS. Okay, and then the distro that you're doing it on. XCCDF eval. All right, let's see what we got going on here. OSCAP XCCDF eval profile GUI results .xml report.html and user share. I think it doesn't like my profile selection. XCCDF. Okay, so now with that done, what I can do is, let's go back to our terminal, clear my screen, I'm gonna cd to temp, and I'm doing ls-ltr to list the most recent files that were created inside this directory last. And I can see I have results.xml and report.html. Now, what I can tell you is that I've already tried and learned this process off screen. So this is actually my third time running a scan and learning how to do this process. I'm just doing it on the screen so I can make sure I got everything in my belt. So what I'm going to do is rename these to version 3. So to rename a file on Linux, I'm just going to do results. I'm going to copy, actually, I'm going to use the copy command, copy results.xml to results underscore v3.xml, and I'm going to do the same thing to the report file. So I'm going to copy report to report underscore v3.html. Now, with WinSCP, I can copy those two files over to my home PC. And I'm going to open up this HTML file. I should be able to see it here in the browser. And we're going to see a full report of what this current server, or how it's running. All right, so here's our OSCAP eval. And long story short, horribly secure, but that was the process of rebuilding AlmaLinux and running the security scans on it. Now, what I'm going to do now is take a backup. Well, I don't need to take a backup. I got a scan on here. Oh, that's what I want to do. I want to schedule this scan to happen quarterly. So, schedule scans to all right. Then after we schedule our scans, all right, cool. So let's go back over to our console and let's do this. Clear. I'm actually going to use VS Code to do this. All right, so I'm going to SSH to AlmaLinux. All right, and elevate my privileges to root. And I'm going to do, I want to, I want to schedule this job to run automatically. All right. So we're going to use our handy dandy friend, Claude. All right. And bring her up. Hello. It's a late night jam session. Truly is. I would like to schedule quarterly scans. There are two ways to do this. Cron jobs or system D timers. I would like to know the most efficient way to do this. However, I am not comfortable with system D timers and need to learn it for our CSA review. It was a weak spot on the exam. I would like results and report to have the date appended to the name before file extension. Why don't I just put that in there myself? All right, so I'm going to change the command that we have, and results is going to be results underscore $ parentheses date, date space plus percent capital F. Oh, it looks so much weirder in Claude. All right, and then I'm going to copy that. I'm gonna do the same thing, report, so that they have the name or the date. That way I can keep track of the scans. So in this live stream, I am testing using my mic without headphones. So if it sounds a little different tonight, please let me know. But yeah, it's just a lot more comfortable not having a big headset on my head while I'm working. Just have my free hands and have my mic hooked up and just look at my screen without a bunch of the cables going everywhere. So while this is doing this research, I guess I'll talk about a few things that I have planned coming up in the home lab. This weekend, I will be going through my Werewolf configuration and trying to build out more of my high performance compute cluster within a virtual environment, but I'm heavily bottlenecked by resources and how much I can build in a home lab. And then also the question comes to mind, like, all right, if I'm building this in my home lab, what purpose does it serve? Like, it's cool for learning, but once I get past the learning scope, I'm not sure that having all this hardware is going to be generating income for me. So how do I get all this hardware that I have and make it generate money, right? So I guess I got to create systems or do some stuff. I don't know. All right. So efficiency, Cron wins for the specific case. One line, no unit files, no daemon reload, and Cron's already running as a daemon, but Cron tab 5 has no at quarterly name, only yearly, monthly, weekly, at daily reboot. So you hand build it. Why build the timer anyway? Two things can't do, Cron can't do: confirm from system D timer and system D time. On calendar quarterly, it is built in shorthand. System D time normalizes 01, 04, no month mat, persistent true. Per the man page, the service unit is triggered immediately if it would have been triggered at least once during the time when the timer was inactive. For compliance scan that shouldn't silently get skipped, that's a real advantage. Plus, it's your weak spot for RCSA, worth building it. Work example. 2 units required. For each timer file, a matching unit file must exist. Nice. So it's just gonna run my lone command in a systemd timer, one-shot service description, quarterly SCAP scan. So I gotta create this file and put that in there. And then, so I'm creating the service, which runs the command, and then the timer of when, that makes so much more sense now. So you gotta create the service and then create the timer of when you want the service to run. And then the first run fails on a missing. Also, next action, create both files, make directory sudo ctl daemon reload, and enable OSCAP quarterly timer. Awesome. All right, this is a little copy and paste because it is almost 11:30 at night, but it's been a while, and I may not be able to lab every night. But 3-4 nights a week is not that hard, and I don't feel like it takes away from my production at work too much, just doing an hour or so here and there. So I think we'll end it here soon. I'm gonna apply the service, the system service. I'm gonna apply the system timer, and then I am going to create the log directory, reload the daemon so that it sees the new service and timer, and then I'm just going to enable it. So I'll do it like that. All right, so let's make the file. I'm going to use Vim. Oh, wait. All right, I guess we're getting a little sidetracked. I want to see what Neovim is all about. So dnf install Neovim. Everybody keeps on talking about it, and I want to try it. Oh my God, it looks like it might be a slow download. I'm sorry about that, guys. All right, cool. Let's use Neovim. Neovim, boom. Well, how do you use Neovim? Download it, Neovim. How do I use it? All right, Claude's been taking a long time to think for whatever reason. Another thing that I want to add on this machine is btop, dnf install -y btop. Which shows me a beautiful outlay of how my system is running. All right. Back to Claude. Looks like they're done. The package name and binary differ. dnf install Neovim installs the package Neovim, but the executable it ships is nvim, working with the worth building the habit of checking rather than guessing. RPM QL Neovim. Let's just Q out of here. RPM -QA Neovim. Which nvim? Okay, nvim. Sorry, you all. So sometimes when I see a squirrel, I chase it. All right. Claude. Let's go back, and we're gonna create this quarterly service file underneath the etc systemd system OSCAP quarterly service. All right, first impression of Neovim doesn't seem anything different. All right, then let's add in our command. All right, and escape, right, quit. And then I'm going to two things that doesn't run through a shell. All right, before percent is a systemd specifier, it must be double to. Oh, this is important. So let's see our date command. It switched to 2% signs. So a little percent sign must be double. I haven't re-verified number 2 against the man page session before you run this check man systemd unit. Okay. That's pretty important. Nevertheless, then we're gonna create our timer file. Neovim. And in the timer file, I'm going to put this information: unit timer at install timers.target. All right, right quit. And now we can go ahead and make our directory for OSCAP. That's going to save for the logs. And now let's go ahead and reload the daemon. And then we'll do the enabling the service. All right. So this comma, I'm going to replace that with a semicolon, and it'll run the first command and then the second command. So the first command is going to reload the daemons so that it sees the new service, and then the second one is actually going to start the timer so that it'll run quarterly. All right. Now I can do systemctl status on OSCAP quarterly timer. You can see it's loaded, it's active and waiting, and when that time comes, it'll run. Cool. So we just did systemd timers. We got a SCAP scan done on AlmaLinux. That was cool to learn. So I guess in reality, where I'm putting this in temp, I would probably put this on an NFS file share, so that we could see the reports somewhere else and evaluate them. I am not going to run a scan and apply any of the STIGs right now, but what I could do is make a short video where I do a backup of the server and I apply the STIGs. But yeah, I just wanted to learn a little bit more about security compliance and how to like apply a profile to a scan, run a scan, review the results. Okay, so then the next step would be to go ahead and apply a lot of these security patches. But like one of the biggest things I don't like is being on my personal PC and seeing a DoD banner. That doesn't feel comfortable at all. So I definitely removed the previous backup from the last STIG compliance that was applied. And I think one of the things I could do is just in the future go through all the checks and see what I want to apply to my home lab. But fortunately, I am kind of hemmed up with work and a lot of tasks that I have to complete at work. So if it seems as though I am not as involved right now in the channel, I am just trying to stay woefully employed. So I am grateful for the 23 subscribers that we're currently at, and I can see that people are going through and watching some of the material that I'm putting out, which only encourages me to put out more quality material. People seem to enjoy the boring stuff, so I thought that maybe I wouldn't show some of that stuff on screen. But if you guys are eating it up, sure, I'll show you all the slow journey as well, versus just cleaning up labs. And that was really the point of this channel, was to just make mistakes on camera and figure things out as I go. So it's been cool. I enjoy sitting in this seat and doing this when I can, and I hope to see you all on the other side, on the flip side here soon. Have a good night.